So here we are talking about Kosovo. You can look at my website.
It's a good website.
Yeah?
You did a very good job, Nicole.
It's a very nice website.
Alright, so you read a little bit about globalization on here. Did you understand what I was saying?
Can you
Or
explain
go
a
through
little
the
more
levels?
to...
There were the three different levels, correct?
Yeah.
It seemed like the first was more of an initial beginning.
So the first is more that the countries are trading with each other, and then the second level is when the companies within the countries are trading with each other, and the third level is when the individuals are trading with each other. But you also have to take into factor the poverty rates and that.
So where would you, like, what level of globalization would, like, United States be in?
I would be 3.0, I'd probably say. They're a lot more developed. There are some poor areas, but not as...
So what's Kosovo in, are they in 2?
Yeah. So Kosovo is in level 2.
So, like, what kind of countries would be in, like, level 3, do you know?
Probably like China.
So would it be more considered first world countries? Is that what
Yeah.
the 3.0?
Yeah.
So that'd probably be like your England and United States, Canada, France.
So, like, a 1.0 would be...
Like Africa.
Oh.
That has like
Keep
nothing.
fair.
So yeah, so would it be, well, Cape Verde is pretty industrialized, at least the point
Maybe
of.
just areas.
Just areas
So
of the country.
so
There's
it'd
a lot
be,
of areas that aren't in 1.0 now because they've developed so much. But
So what has Kosovo done to be able to become, like, a level 2?
we'll talk about it a little more as we go through the Millennial Development Goals. But there's people that have, other countries that have come in to help them to develop and get more.
So-
Like when you watch the Google tour, they talked about the European Union and the United States are some of the embassies of Kosovo, and those have helped the technologies to grow.
so it's more just the infrastructure's grown, is that kind of what enables the country to move from a level 1 to a level 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so providing clean drinking water, sewage services, things,
Yeah, things
general
like
things
that.
like that that you would expect to find, okay.
And also, I rated it as a 2.0 because like there's not very many airports. It's kind of a small country with low poverty rates and low employment rates also. So, do you guys, do you understand that now?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a great...
Okay. So now we'll go to the different Millennial Development Goals. And as you read through these,
So who came up with these?
Are these goals you set, or are these goals that, like, the country has
Is this
set?
these
Kosovo's
are
goals?
goals that the world has set.
For Kosovo,
Or
or
just
for
the
the
world?
world?
For the world in general, and each country goes through each of them. So there's 8, and they want to meet them by 2015. So each country has like their different status on if they're meeting it or not.
Okay, so what is the status of Kosovo?
So as you kind of went through and read them, they're not really meeting the goals. They're improving and developing, but they're not meeting the goals entirely. Like they
Which
should
is kind of to be
continue to grow.
expected because it's so, like, underdeveloped and impoverished, and
Yeah.
so it's harder
they're
for them
making
to achieve
progress,
them.
but it's harder for them to achieve.
So what kind of things are they doing to help, like, end the poverty and...
So different countries, like I said, are coming in and helping them to do it, but it's kind of like you can teach a man to, or you can fish for a man, or you can
You
give
give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, you teach a man to fish,
Yeah.
you feed him for a life.
Yeah. So they just have to be able to learn how to use the resources and help that they're given to be able to fend for themselves and be able to develop rather than having to rely on people constantly all the time.
So is it kind of like a socialistic government? Like, the government provides for people, there's like welfare, or do people kind of fend for themselves?
It kind of depends, like for education, they pay for the first like 5 grades, and that's mandatory, and it's, I read that it was free education, and I think that the government and other countries come in and pay for that to help them, but a lot of people drop out as they go
the average person makes a day there?
I have it. Hold on. It's in euros. So I don't know how.
Euros are a little bit more than the United States, but
So it is
Oh, wait, there's less than,
less than 0.94 euros per day.
so it's about $1 a day.
Yeah.
So maybe $1.50.
So
it says 1/5 of the population or something, that's,
yeah, and 1/3 are below poverty line, and 1/5 is in extreme poverty.
so since they're so impoverished, is there, I'm assuming their nutrition probably isn't the best.
Yeah, that's also what I was reading about this. Their they have a lot of health problems because they are impoverished, and a lot of them have anemia.
Even though their iron levels are high.
That's what it said. It was among children and pregnant women.
Well, isn't it probably different iron levels, cause if they're, like, they're being exposed to like heavy metals, don't you think those irons are different than
Yeah,
iron
the
that your
heavy
body
metal-
can
the heavy metal
use?
poisons are, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
probably
more
true.
poisons.
And also they, because they're so impoverished, have less access to clean water, and that also can cause health problems in different health.
Yeah, but iron clean water and stuff.
So
Do you know what like the hospital systems are like there, like?
they have a few hospitals that I was reading about, as far as them taking care of people. In my Google tour, I kind of talked a little bit about the Albanians and the Serbs. There's huge conflicts between them, and so there's one hospital, can't remember which city it's in, but they'll only give services to the Albanians, and they won't give it to the Serbs, and then they'll turn them away. And so it kind of depends on which areas you're at and when they'll take care of you.
So can you, between the Albanians and the Serbs, is it easy to differentiate? Are they more, like how do you differentiate between the two groups of people? Is it common, I mean,
Is it like religious differences?
or is it like a different, are they easy to differentiate between an Albanian and a
Like
Serb?
different skin colors?
Yeah,
or-
it's different culture, different.
Different clothing, different areas that
Yeah,
they live.
different areas probably that they live since the war. It's kind of divided in Kosovo from the top to the bottom. They don't like to interact with each other
So
really.
in the
So
north
I think
they're
that
more,
they can kind of,
are Serbs in the north or in the south,
I think they're in the north. I don't know.
And the
So there's
Albanians in the
just,
south?
just a lot of conflict between the two groups.
Yeah, and that's what the war that ended in 1999. There's conflict between them, and it's still going on from then.
So if the wages are so low, if the wages are so low, what is the cost of living like? What is their food? Like their food or their housing?
Their housing, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, that family didn't have very much. They had a couple flowers, and when I was looking at pictures, it's just like concrete buildings.
It's pretty much everything about the world's concrete buildings, everything's built out of
Yeah.
blocks.
Yeah, it was like the floor was like dirt floors, cement floors.
So do they have can they produce their own food? Like is there land to where they can grow gardens or the climate to where they can grow some of their own food, or do they have to, is it imported? Is there agriculture around?
I'm sure that they have land that they can grow different things on, as long as they have access to the different equipment to be able to produce those things and be able to export them to be able to make money off of them and survive for themselves.
themselves. So do you know what most people, I mean, what is kind of their, what's a typical job? You know, they just kind of like, you know, garbage collectors and medical people, and is that, or do they have jobs that are unusual to, like, do they have like a certain industry, like mining or farming or?
They have a lot of minerals, at like nickel and lead, coal. So they have different resources, and so that creates employment. And also like the different hospitals have employment for them in education. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So to be able to improve poverty, just like I said, teach them different ways that they can help themselves and have money and be able to provide for their families to increase their health.
So this is always something I've pondered on, because I lived in Africa for 2 years. How, you know, by giving people more education doesn't necessarily bring them more wealth. I mean, I saw a lot of people going to school in Africa, going to college, but there weren't any jobs. So how can people in Kosovo overcome that? I mean, just because they went and got a piece of paper at school, that just doesn't mean they're creating jobs.
See, and that's the problem, is the literacy rate is like in the 90 percentile.
That's
Range.
exceptionally well for really good.
Yeah, but like you said, there's not enough jobs, opportunities to be able to give these people the employment that they need.
So how do they, I mean, I guess how do you overcome that and create those jobs?
Just to create different construction and retail and be able to like trade with other countries.
Try to bring in more
Yeah,
like
try to
foreign
bring in more,
investments,
yeah.
so try to get more,
Since they don't have very much, if they were to like branch out a little bit more,
try to
they
bring in
could
other
bring in
countries.
like more tourists or